Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk to you about something that will change the way you handle opposition, challenges, and even betrayal. It is a strategy that is older than time, yet more powerful than words. It is the art of silence. You see, in a world that thrives on noise, arguments, and endless debates, the most powerful thing you can do is not respond. People expect reactions, they expect retaliation, but when you refuse to engage, you become a mystery they cannot solve. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a power that few understand, a strategy that many ignore, and a principle that only the wise have mastered. It is the principle of silence. We live in a world where everyone wants to be heard. People argue to prove their intelligence, speak out to gain attention, and react just to make a point. But true wisdom is not in how much you say, it is in how much you withhold. Silence is not weakness. Silence is not fear. Silence is the language of the wise. The greatest leaders, the most powerful minds, and the most influential people in history understood the power of holding their tongue. They knew that every word spoken is an investment, and if you invest carelessly, you lose influence. The more you talk, the more you reveal, and the more you reveal, the more power you surrender. Silence is a shield. It protects you from unnecessary battles. It keeps your enemies guessing. It frustrates those who seek to pull you down. When you choose to remain silent in the face of accusations, in the midst of conflict, or during moments of uncertainty, you are not being passive. You are taking control. Because in the end, people do not remember words, they remember actions. A lion does not announce its presence with noise. It walks in confidence, and the jungle responds to its authority. Some of you are wasting your energy explaining yourself to people who have already decided not to understand you. Why spend time justifying yourself to those who have no intention of seeing the truth? Silence is a strategy, not an absence. Many battles are lost not because of weakness, but because of unnecessary words. If you can control your tongue, you can control your life. If you can master the discipline of silence, you can master the art of leadership. The most dangerous man in the room is not the one who speaks the loudest. It is the one who listens, watches, and moves in silence. Silence does not mean inaction. It means strategy. It means wisdom. It means choosing your battles wisely. When you remain silent, you force the world to watch. When you refuse to react, you shift the power dynamic in your favor. So I challenge you today, when they expect you to argue, be silent. When they provoke you for a response, hold your peace. When they demand an explanation, give them nothing. Because silence is not just the absence of noise, it is the presence of power. There is a force more powerful than strength, more commanding than authority, and more influential than loud words. That force is restraint. True power is not found in uncontrolled emotions or reckless reactions. It is found in the ability to remain calm under pressure, to be still in the face of provocation, and to refuse to be moved by the noise of the world. Restraint is not weakness. It is proof of mastery. The strongest person in any room is not the one shouting to prove a point, but the one who listens, observes, and speaks only when necessary. A great warrior does not draw his sword at every insult. A true king does not respond to every voice in the crowd. A wise man does not engage in every argument. Why? Because they understand that power is not in reaction, it is in restraint. When you react emotionally, you hand over control to your opponent. When you retaliate in anger, you reveal your vulnerability. But when you remain composed, when you refuse to respond out of impulse, you confuse those who seek to manipulate you. People expect a reaction. They expect a defense. But when you remain silent, when you withhold unnecessary words, you shift the power in your favor. The greatest battles are won not with force, but with strategy. And the greatest strategy is knowing when to speak and when to be silent. There are moments when silence is louder than speech, where restraint makes a greater impact than resistance. The ability to remain unmoved in the face of adversity is what separates leaders from followers, the wise from the foolish, and the powerful from the powerless. Restraint is the evidence of confidence. Those who lack confidence overcompensate with words. They argue, they explain, they defend themselves against accusations that do not even deserve a response. But those who know their value, those who are secure in their identity, have no need to prove themselves with noise. They understand that silence commands respect. Even nature teaches us this lesson. The sun does not announce its arrival, it simply rises. The ocean does not fight for space, it simply flows. The eagle does not waste time arguing with crows, it flies higher. Power is not improving yourself, it is in knowing yourself. When you know who you are, when you understand your purpose, you do not waste energy responding to things beneath you. In life, you will be tested. People will provoke you. Some will challenge your character, question your motives, and misunderstand your silence as weakness. But those who understand power know that the greatest response is sometimes no response at all. Because restraint is not just about what you hold back, it is about what you choose to release. There is a mystery to silence that many do not understand. It unsettles people, it provokes curiosity, and it shifts the power of any conversation. In a world where people fight to be heard, where noise is mistaken for influence, the one who remains silent becomes the one who is noticed the most. People expect reactions. They expect responses. They expect an argument, an explanation, a justification. But when you remain silent, when you withhold your words, you take control of the atmosphere. Silence forces others to wonder, to question, to observe. The less you say, the more weight your words carry when you finally choose to speak. Great leaders understand this. The most powerful figures in history were not those who spoke the loudest, but those who spoke with precision and purpose. They knew that words are currency, and only the wise spend them carefully. Those who speak too often, too quickly, and too carelessly lose their influence. But those who know how to restrain their tongue gain the authority that others seek. Your silence will unsettle those who expect a reaction. It will frustrate those who seek to control your emotions. It will make your presence more impactful without you having to force attention upon yourself. When you do not respond to petty arguments, to baseless accusations, or to unnecessary conflicts, you communicate a message louder than words. You are above it. There is a reason why the strongest individuals do not engage in every battle. They understand that not all battles are worth fighting. Some conflicts are distractions. Some arguments are traps. Some debates are designed to pull you down, to drain your energy, to shift your focus from what truly matters. But when you remain silent, you refuse to give your enemies the satisfaction of seeing you disturbed. A person who speaks less is watched more. People may not listen to those who talk endlessly, but they always listen to the one who speaks only when necessary. Silence makes people uncomfortable because it forces them to think. When you do not reveal everything, when you do not give away all your thoughts, you leave room for mystery. And mystery is power. When people cannot predict you, they respect you. When they do not know what you are thinking, they become more careful with their words. When they cannot manipulate you with emotions, they lose their ability to control you. Your silence will demand their attention because silence is not emptiness, it is presence. It is a statement in itself. It is a mark of discipline. Many waste their influence by speaking too much, explaining too often, and reacting too quickly. But those who understand the power of silence use it as a weapon. When you remain silent, you do not lose control. You take control. You force the world to listen without saying a word. So, I challenge you today, confuse them with your silence. Do not argue with fools. Do not explain yourself to those who refuse to understand. Let your actions, your discipline, and your results speak for you. Let your circle be fulfilled. Let your word be fulfilled. Never play to others because you don't know how they'll respond. Play to your own rhythm, who you truly. Thank you. Would you like any refinements to the style or structure?